The key is the measure of a team is what is your growth between, week 1 and week 2. Even though you had a pretty good start, can you build on that and make progress for the future? Because we're going to, need to do that playing against a really good opponent this week. Texas has, Sark's done a really good job there, very good offensive coach. They've got a great system and scheme on offense. They've got some really good players on offense. B. Robinson is an outstanding running back. Worthy is a great receiver. Ewers is a very good quarterback, great arm, very talented guy. They've got 7 starters back on defense. Played much better last week on defense than, maybe some of the times last year when, people scored points on them. So this is a very improved, defensive team to me. They do a really good job on special teams, play, with great effort, blocked a punt last week, make plays, and Worthy's been a really good punt returner. He's having 15 yards or something a punt return. So they've got a lot of good players. They've got really good schemes, and it's going to be a very challenging game for us.
You mentioned Bijan Robinson, their running back. Just what stands out to you about him, not only as a runner, but as a receiver too?
He's can do everything. He's got speed. He's got power. He's got very instinctive runner. Sets up his blockers well. Has a burst, and he's got great hands. Good receiver. They use him a lot in the passing game. So this guy is as good an all-around back as there probably is in the country, or he's certainly one of the best of all the guys in the country, and his production really sort of, shows that. Well, we've seemed to play several teams now that kind of know us, but you act like we don't know them. So just because somebody knows you when they play you doesn't mean they're going to beat you, and just because you know them when you play them doesn't mean you're going to beat them either. It kind of comes down to how you execute. But, to think we're going to go change a lot of things that we do, that our players know how to do, that they do well, that they have confidence in, I don't think that's the answer when it comes to getting execution and having confidence in how you have to adjust and what you need to do. Well, I think he's a very bright guy. He's very well organized. Did an outstanding job when he was here. He's got a good system. He understands defense. He likes to see what you're in if he can, so that he can, run a play that's going to be an effective play against that particular look, or give his players the best chance to be successful. And I think all those things, and a combination of those things and good preparation, make you a very, very good play caller. So he has a really good understanding of defense. He has a really good understanding of what he wants to do on offense against certain things on defense, and he tries to implement those in the game, whether it's formationally, using motions, adjustments, eye candy, whatever you want to call it, to sort of get the look that he'd like to have and then run that particular play against it.
Another great challenge, very good football team, very well coached, good team, good players, good schemes. But ultimately, this is about us and our ability to prepare, our ability to practice really well, our ability to focus on what we need to do to play to the best of our ability. Ultimately, every Saturday we go out, we want to be the best versions of ourselves every time we take the field. And to do that, you have to prepare. You got to prepare off the field with your recovery. You got to prepare off the film with your preparation, and then you got to prepare on the field in practice. We need to practice really hard. We need to push one another to get ourselves to play, obviously, a very good football team on Saturday. With Coach Saban and myself, I have the utmost respect for him, not only as a man, but as a coach. He's tremendous at game planning. He's a very good schemer in all 3 phases: offense, defense, special teams, and he's a really good motivator. Does a nice job motivating his team and getting them ready to play. So for me, the challenge is I can't worry about what he's doing in their locker room and in their team room. I got to shift my focus on making sure that we're game planning really well, that we're scheming really well, that our guys are motivated to play and have the right mental intensity, not just on Saturday, but on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so that we've got good focus and that we can go perform. First of all, I love Bryce. He's an awesome kid, great person, great family. Mom and dad are really terrific people. Obviously had a special relationship with him throughout the recruiting process. I've known Bryce since he was literally 6th grade, so I'm proud of him and all that he's accomplished in his time at Alabama. Heck of a player. He's got a natural instinct of passing the football. When I say that is he can feel things happen and has a natural understanding of route combinations based on coverages, and then he's willing to cut it loose. On top of that, he's very elusive. He's a former point guard in basketball. He's got a real feel and a sense for things going on around him. And he has an innate ability to maneuver in the pocket, keep his eyes downfield, and make throws from off platform. A lot of things we talk about Quinn, Bryce possesses a lot of those same characteristics. We got to make sure we're putting our best foot forward so that whatever the score reads, man, we get in that locker room, we're proud of the way we played the game. We only get 12 ops. We only get 12 ops in the regular season every year to go play the game of football for all of the hard work these guys put in for 9 months leading up to it. And then they get a chance to go perform. And we get a chance to do it at home in front of 100,000 unbelievable fans that will be here, I know, in great support. I want to make sure we enjoy the experience. That's what this one means. I want to make sure our guys feel confident enough because they're prepared really well to take in the moment and then go cut it loose and go play our style of football. And then after that, we'll get ready for the next one, and then after that one, then we'll get ready for Big 12 play. So I think one of the biggest mistakes people make is like, this is going to be the game that's going to define our program. It might not. I'm not that concerned about it. I'm more concerned about just the way we play the game. I said all along, my goal is to be in Dallas December 3rd. Right? This game has no impact on that. Right? It'd be great. It's an awesome opponent. I want to play really well. I want to make sure that our guys play our style of football, our brand of football, and do it the way that I know we're capable of doing it. I'm sure they're saying the same thing in their locker room, right? Because we don't impact them going to the SEC championship game either. But it's an awesome opportunity. 2 good teams, 2 good coaching staffs, and in an unbelievable environment. It'd be a great setting for college football.